Wait, there's more. This is the lightest modular truck bed camper on the market. This isn't just a topper for your truck. This isn't just a rooftop tent. This is an all-in-one, all aluminum camper for the bed of your truck. We're going to unbox it, put it together, put it on the truck, and test it out all in this one episode. Let's get into it. So as you can see, you get 3 boxes shipped to you whenever you order one of these kits. It's kind of like it's a modular kit. It's the easiest way to install or add a full-blown truck camper to the bed of your truck. You don't have to drive somewhere and have someone install it. It ships to you just like you see it here, 3 boxes. This is the top part, obviously the portion that has the integrated rooftop tent style pop-up opening. This basically should look like their rooftop tent. We actually did a video on that rooftop tent a few months back. This top should be almost identical to that tent, except for the floor moves out of the way, hinges over, and you can access it from the inside of the actual camper, which is this part. This is an all aluminum camper top. So this will be the back door, the side doors, the front wall with the back glass in it. I'm assuming this is the ladder for the tent, because they still offer a ladder for the inside to be able to get from the bedside to the sleeping side up in the tent. A lot of you guys are going to have questions on the exact weight for your truck, what all trucks does it fit. So let's hop over to the computer real quick. I want to show you all the detailed specs on these new campers, and then we'll get into the unboxing portion of this. All right, so to find the open road new truck camper, you go to openroadfourwheeldrive.com. And as you can see, you could scroll across the top and it shows you all of their different categories of the gear they offer, their rooftop tents, their tonneau covers. But if you go over here to where it says truck cap, you'll see that here's the one we reviewed a few weeks ago. We put on my uncle's Tacoma. It's awesome. They just released another one of those with side glass windows all the way around. So that's pretty cool. And then right here, you'll see one that says integrated aluminum camper. You click on this, and this is what you're looking for. This is what we've got going on my truck today. I'll show you a few pictures of it really quick. There's what it looks like closed. You can see it's got gear track on the walls. And you can actually, if you can see right here, the ladder is on the inside of the truck. That's because the floor opens up and you can stand in the truck and, you know, fix breakfast, change clothes. You can actually camp in the bed of the truck, which makes this so cool. You can kind of see in that little picture right there how the bed's going to slide back and we can just stand inside there. And I know some of you guys might be wondering, can you haul kayaks and canoes on the roof of this? Yes, you can. The dynamic load is going down the highway. So stuff strapped to your roof while in motion in the vehicle, it says it'll hold 440 pounds. So a couple of kayaks, a canoe, some gear, you can just strap it to the racks that are already on top of this thing and take it with you down the road. The 1,100 pound number you see right here is actually the static load capacity. What that means is once you're parked and set up, this thing would hold 1,100 pounds on top of it, which is crazy that they were able to make it this lightweight and hold that much weight. And right here it says 60-second setup. We're going to test that. I think it's going to be way quicker because it's basically just a pop-up rooftop tent for the roof. I mean, it don't take me 60 seconds to pop these up. I guess with the rainfly poles and everything else, it might take a little bit longer. 100-day returns, so you can actually buy this, get it, you know, check it out. If something's up within that 100 days, you can contact them, and I'm sure there's some sort of process of getting it back if you didn't want it. It is a guaranteed fit, so these aren't one size fits all. When you buy one of these, you have to make sure that it's for your exact vehicle. We'll go over the 3 real quick in just a minute, but look right here. Free shipping. So the price you pay, and which is kind of crazy to me because it's 3, you've seen the boxes, the boxes are huge. Free shipping, which is great. It got here within a week and a half from the time that it shipped, so it got here pretty quick. I think they're coming out of California. I'm in Alabama, so it could be a little longer or a little shorter for you wherever you're at. And then it's accessory ready, which just means that it's going to have molly panels. It's going to have the gear track on the outside. It's got places where you can attach gear. All right, so right now, as I'm making this video, they have it for 3 vehicles only, and that is the 3rd gen Tacoma, which is what we have today, what my truck is. 2016 to 2023 is the 3rd gen Tacoma, and it's only for the 5-foot bed, so the short bed Tacoma. And this is the smallest bed of a truck on the market, I believe, and that's why ours is 112 pounds, which is kind of crazy. That's super lightweight for something like that on the bed of your truck. Now right here you see they also have it for the Jeep Gladiator. This is the newest model, or the newest generation, 2019 to 2026 for the standard bed. The one for the Jeep Gladiator is 121 pounds. And then they also have it available for the Ram 2500 and 3500. And this is the newer models, 2020 to 2026. 6.5-foot bed only, and this is 154 pounds, which is still crazy considering how big of a bed these Ram 2500s are. So you're getting a huge camper for the bed of the truck, and it still only weighs 154 pounds. There's the sleeping area right there, 78 inches by 49 inches wide. So it's not the smallest tent in the world, but it's not the biggest one either. But I think having the open floor is going to make it feel so much bigger inside that tent. This is brand new. I'm sure that they're going to be adding more vehicles on this list very soon. So if you've got a different truck than what these 3 are, if you've got like a 4th gen Tacoma, just be patient if you're wanting one. I'm pretty sure that'll probably be the next truck they drop is the 4th gen. Right now the 3rd gen Tacoma, the Jeep Gladiator, and the Ram is all they're offering, but just keep checking back in. I'm sure they'll be adding more very soon. I still can't get over how they're including the shipping with this, because this arrived to my house in a 18-wheeler. You know, they delivered it right to my house. If you live in a subdivision, I think the way it works is that they'll contact you ahead of time with the delivery, and if they can't get a big truck in there, you kind of meet them somewhere or whatever to unload onto your trailer or the bed of your truck or whatever. Fortunately, I live out in the country, so I've got plenty of room for these trucks to just kind of back right in. When it got here, we unloaded it off the bed of the truck. I slid it right in here today. This is how excited I am for this. Usually when I get a delivery in on a new product, you know, I have other things going on, which I do have other things going on, but I've been waiting for this to get here. Now that it's here, I can't wait any longer. I want to open it up, and I got to film me opening it up so I can share it with you guys. Now, I will say the main reason that I've been so excited for them to release this product is mainly because of the company that is releasing it. OpenRoad4wheeldrive.com. Of course, you guys know, if you're familiar with the channel, I've reviewed and tested out almost everything they've got. Their tents, their awnings, even their topper. And that's what made me so anxious to get my hands on this, because I'm familiar with the quality of their products. If you guys look back a few months ago on my channel, or if you're familiar, you know that me and Open Road partnered up with a couple of episodes a while back to surprise my uncle with a full-blown truck camping setup. We put their aluminum topper on his truck. We surprised him with it, and when I was putting that together, I knew that it was high quality, and I was super jealous because it's on his truck now. But in that video, we put the topper on, and in the next video, we surprised him with the Open Road pop-up rooftop tent, which should look a lot like what we're going to unbox today. We put the 270 on, and I just remember when we filmed those episodes, putting everything on his truck, seeing how good the quality was with all this Open Road stuff. That makes me really excited to see the quality of this new integrated, you know, rooftop tent style camper for the bed of a truck. Now let's get this out of here. This is the smallest one. I figured I'd start here. So this is the ladder and the ladder bag. I don't know why the ladder is not in the ladder bag. They got it wrapped up pretty good. There's also a bag of mounting hardware in here. We'll have to read the instructions to see what that goes to. Because the ladder looks like it's just got hooks that hook onto the side. It's their all black ladder. Anything else in that box? Nope. All right, let's set the ladder. These are some nuts and bolts. It looks like they're for sliding in a gear track. I'm gonna set them out of the way. Nice size ladder bag. We can go ahead and put the ladder in it. These ladder bags are great, especially if you're camping and you get caught in a storm or something while you're camping and then you get your ladder all muddy. You don't want to put that ladder back in your vehicle or in the tent muddy. These bags keep that dirt away from your stuff. Let's pop it open. Oh, I got the tent upside down. But that's cool because we get to see how the bottom actually works. Well, now I'm gonna have to flip this thing over on my cart and we can check it out. So what you're looking at here is actually gonna be the roof of the inside of the camper. So this is the ceiling part. And I'm assuming either these two panels are gonna push up and slide in with the mattress. I don't know, we'll have to get to it. This looks like it may be hinged right here. And even here, it might be 3 different sections you can move around. Let me get it out of the box and we'll check it out better. And there it is. Which, in this state, it looks exactly like a rooftop tent. Because that's basically what it is. It's their rooftop tent, but without a floor. And I love how thin this tent is. That is super compact. How thick is that? 5 inches thick for the tent itself. That's awesome. This is their tent that pops up on both ends. So it's a clamshell, so it'll open up like this. And then the back side actually kicks up about, I think, 10 inches to give you full head space on both ends. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 latches. The handle is here, so I'm assuming this is the front. So this would be where the tailgate is, right here where this handle is. Let me make sure y'all can see this when we open it. How's that? Hopefully that's better. All right, let's pop her open. I mainly see how the back end hinges up. Oh yeah, this thing is nice. I love the fabric that they use on their tents. I love the rain fly that wraps all the way around. But what I'm most eager to see, oh, okay, so there's panels. Check it out. The panels pull out, and then the floor pops up. There it is. That is cool as heck. Oh, and it also comes with the power hookup. So this thing, oh, it's got an LED light that wraps the entire, all right, that's cool. That's cool. Y'all are gonna have to get in here and see this in just a minute. Let me finish popping out everything. Man, this is gonna be awesome. So I'll be able to climb in from my tailgate and then go in my camper and then just climb up in the bed from the inside. I don't have to get out. We don't have to have a ladder on the outside. We can use the ladder on the inside. Let's pop it up real quick. I mean, this is awesome. And we ain't even got to the camper shell portion. Huge rainfly. Look at that. Here's their rainfly poles. They're black, rubber tipped. 4 of them. They're all the same length. Let's see where they go. Looks like a rainfly pole holder there. Do it with a hook down. Bend it up. They've got sewed in pockets. Just like that. All right, everything is popped up. And I'm having to set my Yeti over here because I found out where that wire goes. So that wire you guys just seen me pull out in that bag, it's got a big Anderson plug on it. And I was looking around the outside and I was like, there's nowhere for me to plug it up out here. So I looked on the inside, and this tent or this camper top actually has built-in power base on the inside where you can plug power into it. And it's got 12 volt ports on it. It's got USB ports on it. It's got a light that wraps the entire inside. This thing's awesome. Let me show you guys up close. And what's funny is I keep calling this a rooftop tent, and it is definitely not. We're at the first part of what is going to be a full-blown camper for the bed of the truck. We still got to open this guy up, but this thing has already blown my mind. So it's got the X design hinge in the back. And what this does is when you pop the top, instead of it just being a traditional angle like this with no foot space down here, this end also pops up. So you can choose to sleep with your head down here. You got plenty of room on the inside, or your head down there and have plenty of feet room back here. And it's got full rain flies all the way around. So the rain flies come out. There's 4 poles. It holds the rain fly open all the way around. And don't forget, this is not a doorway. I mean, it can be. You can hook your ladder anywhere on any of these doors all the way around and enter from the outside. But this is a truck camper, so we're going to be entering from the inside of the truck topper. So we'll be able to push this little hatch up, and it's really cool. I thought it was going to be just like a half and half, but it's actually not. It's actually 2 separate ones. So we can just open up one little square to get in and out if we wanted to, or if we need to stand up and cook on the inside or whatever we want to do, we'll be able to pop this whole thing up and out of the way. Let me show you guys how cool this inside is. So back here, I know you can't see anything yet. Let me turn some lights on. But you see there's power going to a little power bank, or I'm calling it a power bank. It's not a power bank. It's a little port area. And you see here, you got a switch on the side that turns power on and off. This tells you how much juice is in the battery. These are both 12-volt ports. And then right here you have 1, 2, 3 USB ports all together right here. So you can charge your phone. It's got the built-in fuse, and this did come with extra fuses to replace the fuses on it. And what is this over here? That almost looks like a light. I don't know what that is. I don't see a switch for it. I don't know, but that's cool. It's built right in. Let me move this mattress over, and you can see how it's built right in there. This is the wire for the lights, which the lights is not just on one end. Check it out. They wrap the entire ceiling all the way around. How cool is that? This entire top is lit up just by that one light, which wraps all the way around. And that little remote plugs into the lights right there in the corner, which plugs into your little power ports. And you can change the colors. There's a yellow. There's more of a blue. There's the white. How cool is that? And then you can also, of course, dim them. Turn the lights down if you just wanted a little bit of light. Or you can crank it back up. Man, that's nice. Everything's blacked out in here. There is a back window. This thing right here, I'll take it out of the way. You hook this up whenever you're shutting the tent. It helps pull the fabric in. See, it's like a bungee, and it just goes across. But once you get it set up, you can just unhook that and put it in one of the side bags. There's that rear zipper that I was talking about. So there's one on both sides, and that's where I've got this wire going in right here. And it's a weatherproof. You can tell it's got the rubber coating on it. And the zipper, you just unzip it to either put a heater hose in there, or like I'm doing with the power wire that goes straight in and plugs in right there. And there's one on the other side. There's the rear window. So this part is what's going to be over the cab of my truck once it's all set up. Over here is another one of those ports. So you can open it and see the little water protected zipper area there. So now let's see what the hatch is like, because I'm curious. Let's move this back in the corner, and the mattress is cut out so you can access the power port while you're in the bed up here. And there's a pocket here and a pocket over there. It comes with the fuses. I guess this is the owner's manual or the instruction manual. We'll look through that in a minute. For now, I want to set that there. We got a nice boot bag. This is like really heavy duty. It's not one of them flimsy ones. They've got that really cool webbing with their logo stitched right into it. And that boot bag will hang outside so you can keep your dirty shoes and boots in there. This is for the rainfly poles. That's what they come in. All right, so here's how the mattress works. And once this is on the truck in this video, we're gonna get to really see how this works and how we'll use it. But let's say you're in the truck, you pop it up, and we just wanna come in right here. Well, it looks like there's a handle here, but of course, we're gonna be pushing this up from the inside, not from the top. Well, let me grab it like this. This is hard to film with one hand. I'll slide that over, and now you can see this is the top of my cart that I built to review these tents. And you can see there's a lip all the way around, which I think now, oh, this also comes up. What? Okay, so all three of these panels are removable. Now you guys should be able to see in there a little bit better. Look at how cool those lights look. Man, that looks cool in there. So this is one side that I've popped up. Here's the other side. The little cushion is separate. You pop this up. So if you're imagine this being on the truck, this would be right towards the end of the tailgate. So we'd be able to stand up right here, climb in and out, put the beds back in place and sleep up here and then climb down in the morning. Or if we wanted to set everything up on one end, I believe this folds up. Let me see real quick. So you can see that you can either choose to pop up these individual panels or pop up that one. And you know, now that I'm looking at it, I'm wondering if they've also got this design. Ooh, I need to pick it up. It's off my cart right there a little bit. I'm not used to reviewing a tent with no floor in the bottom, but I bet that floor could slide down here and you could access the little square panels in the middle. Oh, okay. I bet that's how that would work too. I don't know. We're going to figure all that out once we get this set up on the truck. We still got a long way to go for that, but it does have the nice condensation proof roof on it. It's nice, soft. It's got the big thing here where you can put your phone to watch movies and stuff. I am loving the wraparound lights in this thing. That is cool. That's the first tent that I've had out of all the tents that I've reviewed that has a wraparound light like that. That is really cool. So let's lay this over. It's not that heavy. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but this is probably going to be a longer video than usual because I want to do the full process with you guys. I want to show you what you get when you place the order. I wanted to show you all the specs right up front. That way you know if you're interested in something like this for your truck. Let's see what we got. Everything is wrapped really well. Really well. So there's some foam here. And then it looks like each piece is individually wrapped. I see one problem you will have if you buy this is all this wrapping and stuff. You're going to have to dispose of it. I can burn the cardboard. We're just going to have to throw away the other here. Wow, that's so light. There's boxes right there. Looks like all the hardware's right there. Let's see. We'll do one panel at a time. This is actual foam bubble wrap because there is glass in the back window. Oh wow, that's light. This is a whole side panel. Check it out, already assembled. Already has the waterproof little latches on them where you push that and you can open the doors. Probably don't need to do that while I'm holding it. It's got the gear tracks built in. I thought that was a decal, but it's not. That is a stainless steel badge with their logo on it. And this is one side of my truck bed. So let me set this to the side and we'll finish looking at the rest of them. Got a box of goodies here that says M10. Comes with the aluminum camper installation instructions. And there's a good photo of how it's going to look on or for my truck. Check that out. So there's the instructions. Let's see what they look like. Yep, Detailed pictures. Thank goodness. Tells you how to put the weather seal on the roof. Oh yeah, that's gonna be cool as heck. And it comes with everything you need. So if you looked on their website, I think I might have showed you earlier in the video, it comes with all the hardware from mounting the tent to the top to mounting the top to your truck. So this is just an all-in-one kit. You order it, they deliver it, you put it together and put it on your truck. All the mounting hardware is here. Looks like some of it might have come out right here. This box says M10 number 2 on it. More weather stripping. This looks like the weather stripping for maybe the doors. Nuts and bolts. We're gonna set this stuff to the side for now. Check that out. Ugh. Here's the other side. They protect this stuff really good. I mean, you couldn't pack it no better than this. Oh, and it's got built-in molly panel on the inside. See what I'm talking about? This is a sliding back glass window. This will be facing the back window of my truck right here. So if I needed to get in and or out something, you know, through the back window of my truck, I can open this, open the back window of the truck and get right through there. Man. And there's molly panel on the inside. Of course, you guys are going to get to see all this up close once we get it put together. I'm just trying to be kind of thorough right now and look at everything with you. These are all riv nuts. So it looks like you might be able to get these molly panels separately and add more if you wanted to. It looks like it comes with one, but I'm sure I'm going to want to add the one on this side as well. That is cool. We'll be able to hang stuff right on the wall there. And what's really cool about these modular systems is, if you've noticed, everything is already put together. So the hinges are all already on it. The doors are already mounted. The tracks are already mounted. All you have to do is bolt together the panels. The panels are assembled, like even the rear door. Check this out. The rear door, man, that looks cool as heck. Look at that honeycomb design molly panel. I'm blown away. This looks really good. I mean, I knew it was going to look good compared to the quality of their other stuff, but this is super cool. A smoke black third brake light. Check that out. Hopefully you can see that molly panel design. And what I meant by is everything's already put together is the struts are already installed. We could open this door right now if we wanted to. I don't know if I should with it just in my hand. Let's see. Look at that. Struts are already installed. And it shuts back down. Nice heavy duty handle. I like that a lot. Honeycomb molly panel on the inside. This is going to look cool as heck on the back of my truck. Now I got a mess to clean up. And don't forget, if you get this in the bottom of your box, you're going to have 2 of these metal straps with holes in it. These are what you use to lock the 2 pieces together, the tent and the bottom camper shell together. This bolts them. It comes with all the hardware, but you just got to make sure you install these so you get a good seal. So let me set these to the side. You probably can't tell, but it is super late here at the house. I was just so excited I wanted to go ahead and do the unboxing with you guys today. So we're going to catch back up first thing in the morning for me. It'll be just a second for you guys. And we're going to get this thing assembled and then installed on the truck. And we're going to take it out and see how it works. Morning. Let's get a truck camper put together today. So as you can see, I've got it all laid out in the floor, kind of the way it's going to go together. I realized last night while I was looking through the instructions manual that it's exactly the same as the open road topper as far as the assembly wise. So me standing it up, the way these bolt together is you just kind of stand them up, you bolt the corners together loosely. Once everything is bolted together loosely, then you go back, flush everything up, and then tighten all your bolts down. The only difference in putting this together versus the topper is, of course, the top of this one, it doesn't have the flat top. It's got the tent that replaces that flat top. And I'll show you really quick how the tent bolts to the top of this. I was wondering because I didn't see a bunch of holes in the bottom of the opening of this tent when we just did the walk around. And the way they utilize the tracks to bolt this on is genius. I'll show you that really quick. But for reference, to kind of help you guys out, if you really want an in-depth install of this, you can always go back to my topper build. We did it a few weeks ago, of course, and it bolts together the exact same way. To save time in this episode, since I'm sure this video is already 30 minutes long, I want to go ahead and put this together kind of quickly, and then I'll show you guys how it mounts on the truck. But let me show you how this tent bolts up and kind of give you a quick walk around of these while they're laid out, and then I'm going to get to work this morning. So basically the main differences between this setup versus the open road topper that we did a video on is this one is taller. So the sidewalls of the camper is actually going to be a lot taller than the actual topper if you went that route. And then this, of course, has the rooftop tent on top. But you can see here, these are the two side panels, the passenger and the driver. But you see the slotted holes down the side? Well, that's not the side, that's the top. And then here's the top of the back, and you can see the slotted holes right there. And then here is the hatch end. You can see the slotted holes. And what we do is I'll just stand these up and then loosely bolt the corners together. It comes with everything you need. I think I showed it earlier. These are what you use to mount it to the tracks in the bed. Everything is labeled. Everything is really high quality. All of the components on this is really high quality. You get the gasket material for the bed side, and then you get the other box for the topper side with the other gasket material. But it all bolts right together. The only difference is the tent. I noticed, like I said, there's no holes on the bottom side of the tent. And that's because you can see it right here. See this track? The way the tent bolts to these holes here is it's got these little slide nuts. Let's see where they're at. Mounting bracket bolts. Is that the box? Nope, it's the bag right here. Remember that first bag I got with the ladder? This is it. So these guys right here actually will slide into the track on the bottom. Now this is the track on the side, but you'll be able to see what I'm talking about here better. They'll slide into the track up under here. So I love that way that they're doing it, because you don't have to line up every single bolt hole whenever you're trying to put this tent on top of the, you know, the assembled cap that you've already got put together. At least you can slide these back and forth once you set the tent on and line up the every little hole right there. And then the bolt head actually goes from the inside of the camper, excuse me, from the inside of the camper straight through the hole. And all you got to do then is just line up your little stud here and lock it down. It comes with everything to work on these tracks. And the tracks wrap all the way around the bottom of the tent. So that's how this is going to bolt together. So now all I basically have to do is grab the hardware, stand up a side panel, and I'm glad it came with all this foam in the bottom of the box, because I'm getting to use it to lay all these panels on in the floor. And then I hold this up, and I might get my wife to come down here and help me. But the corners match up, and then you just loosely put your bolts in, and you go around the whole top just like that. Once everything's loosely bolted, we'll level it up, tighten it up, and then I'll catch back up with you guys. I'm going to knock this out really quick, because you don't want to sit here and watch me run through every one of these bolts, because they do send a lot of hardware. This thing is bolted together really well. So let me get to work, and I'll catch up with you guys here in just a second. All right, quick little mid update. I'm not done with it yet. As you can see, it's just kind of put together, but I am currently putting the gasket on, and I wanted to show you guys this part of it before I finish putting the tent on so you can see what it looks like. This is so much taller than the open road topper that we put on my uncle's truck, which is good because once this is popped open, that's going to give us extra camping space on the inside of this. But right now what I'm doing is I've got all the 4 panels bolted together, and you want to make sure that this is flush. So when you put these side panels together, you make sure that you got a nice flush area here. The more flush you get it, the better of a seal you're going to get once you bolt everything up. And now I'm putting the gasket on. I did clean this top really good with some alcohol to make sure there wasn't nothing on there that was going to mess up my stickiness on the back of this. This is the D rubber seal. It's probably called that because I think it's shaped like a D kind of. And then they've got a B rubber seal right here. So just keep up with which one goes where in the manual. You can see the type B goes on the bottom of the cap, which will seal against the truck bed. And then the D one is what we just put on. That goes in between the top of the cap and the actual tent itself. Since I do everything the hard way and I don't ask for help, this is how I plan to get the tent on top of this. I've got this on some furniture movers, so I should be able to roll it over here, and now I've got the tent propped up on the side. And I guess now you can see these tracks a little bit better. See this track? These tracks line up perfectly. This 50 inches from center to center on these bolts. So I put the gasket on the outside of that hole, which means the gasket is going to seal right here in this little spot on the tent. You don't want to put the gasket on the inside because you see this dead space right here, this little gap. I don't think it would seal as good right there. So I'm putting the gasket right here to seal up all the way around. And these slots are perfect for those holes. We're going to drop in those nuts that I showed you earlier. And I think I was a little confused just a minute ago because this kit also comes with these. These are T-slot bolts, and these are T-slot nuts. If you remember at the very beginning of this video, when I unboxed the ladder, the very first thing we just unboxed, it had those extra T-nuts and bolts in the bag. And I was wondering why that bag wasn't with all the other hardware in the tent, and I figured out why. Because these don't fit these tracks. So if you get this and you get a box of these, you would think that these slid down in these tracks like this, and then you would, align these up with the holes on top of the topper, and then these would drop in and you put the nuts on. I think what probably happened is that was going to be the original plan, but I guess they found out that these do not work with these slots. So now they add these slide-in nuts, which I like better because once I set this down, I'm going to go ahead and drop all the nuts down the track, lay the tent down on here, and then I can kind of pick up on the tent, take a little flathead screwdriver and slide each nut to line up with each hole, and then you just put the washer and the bolt straight through the bottom and tighten it up. I think it'll work out a lot better than this because if I put these in and I had a whole bunch of studs hanging off the bottom of this tent, it would be really hard for me to lay this tent over and line up all of those bolts sticking out at the same time. So anyway, I just want to give you a quick update. I'm fixing to marry these two together. Hopefully I'm going to get my wife to help me lay it down so I don't tear anything up. But hopefully here in just a minute, we're going to go outside to the truck, and then I am going to show you guys how by myself I'm going to put this entire camper on my truck and show you how I take it on and off here at the house all by myself. If you're a subscriber of the channel, you probably know exactly how I'm going to do it and how I do that with all of my tents. It's really easy, and I'm really glad I built that thing a long time ago, but let me get back to it. It's finished. I've got it all put together. I went ahead and pulled the side-by-side in here with the trailer so I could get it set on the trailer and ready to go outside to get put on the truck. Let me show you how it turned out. And she has been patiently waiting the whole time I've been putting this together, ready to go outside, and then it just started raining on me. But here it is, completely assembled. I've got the top tent mounted on. You see all my straps. The way I picked this up by myself, I actually got all this done by myself. I didn't even have to get my wife down here. I was able to just tip the tent over and set it on top, move it around, and get everything lined up all by myself. And then I used my engine lift to pick it up just high enough to get my trailer up under it. Some of you guys might recognize this trailer. I built it for that inflatable skiff a couple years ago here on the channel. I use it for all kind of crap like this. But now the plan was I was gonna, immediately just drive this straight out to the gantry that I've got built for loading and unloading these rooftop tents on trucks. But it started raining on me, and I've been trying to beat the rain all afternoon. So I've got everything ready for first thing in the morning. What we're going to do is go straight to the gantry lift with it in the morning. I'll back this up under it, hook it up. I use these straps. I use multiple straps just to kind of level it out, because once I pick it up from the center, if it wants to teeter one way or, you know, tilt one way, I just put a little tension on one corner and I'll level it out. Once I get it level, I'll lift it up with the hoist. I'll back the Tacoma up under it and we'll ease it down and set it on there. I also plan to wait. I waited because I knew I was going to be shifting it around in here, and I didn't want to mess up the gasket. So this is the gasket that goes all the way around the bottom in between the camper and the truck bed. And I'm going to wait until it's picked up in the morning. So once I get it off the ground, I'll move the trailer out from up under it, and then I'll get up under it. I'll clean the edges. I'll put this on, and then I can slowly lower it down with that electric winch and get it just where we need to have it on the bed of the truck. So now I guess I'm just going to flash forward for you guys, and let's get this thing installed. And just like that, you just got to drop it right on top of the bed. If you are interested in getting one of these, or if you've already got one of these and you want to remove it yourself, I highly recommend you guys watching the video where I built this gantry. It's about $200 worth of lumber from Lowe's. I picked up the winch from openroad4wheeldrive.com. It's just a 6,000 pound ATV winch, and then a battery. I mean, you don't have to have power ran out anywhere. You can stick this thing anywhere on your yard. Like you can see, I'm way out on the backside of my property, but I've got power with a battery, and I can come down here and load and unload these things. And my plan is to be able, the trailer that I used that you see me just back this up under, when I'm not wanting to run this camper setup, I'm gonna just lift it off right here and keep it stored on that trailer in the shed. When we wanna go camping, I'll just pull over here, pick it up, and drop it on the truck. So I haven't taken the straps off yet. I got to climb up there. It's not even mounted yet. I just set it on there, but look how good this thing looks on the side of this Tacoma. Man, that thing looks cool. I can't wait to see how much room we actually have. Now, it's not bolted down or anything like that, but you can see I can still run my roof rack or my cab rack if I want to. So I may end up putting it back on. I don't know. We'll see. I've been kind of liking the way it looks without it here lately. But man, that thing looks good. Once I get it all locked on, we're gonna go pop everything up and check it out. But I'll show you how it looks on the inside. It just drops right on. Nice heavy duty handle. You turn it, and then the struts open itself up. I'm sure you can't really see in there, but it is huge on the inside. And then this will pop up. I mean, look at the distance between the floor and this up here. And this is a 5-foot Tacoma bed. Super compact. And now all I have to do, just like a regular, you know, tonneau cover would bolt onto these trucks or cap, these things right here, they slide into the track. They go behind each one of these bolt holes. There's 6 on each side, and then you got the 2, I don't know if you can see way up there in the front, the factory kind of rib nuts in the Tacoma, 2 bolts will go straight into it and lock it down. And then these will slide into the tracks. You'll lock it down and it won't go anywhere. It'll be basically part of the truck at that point.
It's not even 9 o'clock yet, and I'm already sweating bullets out here. It's so humid. I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing bolted on, get all these studs bolted in, get everything lined up where it's supposed to be. And then I'm gonna take some camping gear with me. We're gonna go set this thing up somewhere, and I'm gonna give you guys a full walk around, popped up. I'll give you some dimensions and stuff on the inside, and we'll see firsthand what this thing looks like. All right, y'all, got it bolted down, got it all sealed up. We are in the mountains right now. This thing is awesome. It is ready to hit the woods. Let me show you how it turned out. So first things first, we are about an hour away from my home, and 30 minutes of that is off-roading. It's all completely dirt and gravel roads. You got to go really slow. And I could not even tell that this thing was on the back of my truck. As a matter of fact, you can tell it didn't even squat the back of my truck. I do have a lift. I'm running 34-inch tires, and I have airbags on the back for my old setup. And I thought that whenever I put this on here, that I would have to add air to my airbags. I have not had to touch it. The truck is still completely level, still the same amount of air that was in there when I didn't have anything on the back of the truck. So this thing is super light. I mean, it's got to be the lightest one on the market for what it is. Now, mind you, it's not fully set up. I do plan on building this out. So if you want to see more of how I plan to build this out with a kitchen area, a cooking area, you know, a little downstairs area, I do plan on doing that. So if you're not subscribed and you want to see that, be sure you hit subscribe. Go to my channel. Make sure you are subscribed. Sometimes people think that they see all my videos every week when they're uploaded that they're subscribed, and they're actually not. YouTube just keeps recommending them because you keep watching them, so you might as well subscribe. But anyway, this thing is awesome. The inside I've got kind of set up. Now, obviously, this is not how I'm going to run it always, but I do plan to do a more of a minimalist setup with this build versus, you know, what we've been doing, a full, you know, heavy duty fridge slide out. Like right now I'm running the IceCo APL 20. This is just a super compact, lightweight fridge. I know you guys are used to seeing me run my APL 55 with the big slide. I think I'm going to go a different route. I think we're going to keep this kind of lightweight. And let me pop this side open so you can see in there a little bit more. These latches are great. You hit the buttons and it opens up. You can see that I'm utilizing that really cool molly panel they got. I got a hammock here, a couple of radios. You can see you can put some magazines in here. I just threw this on here just to show you guys the possibilities of what you got. I do plan on adding that other molly panel over there so I can have it on both sides, but you can see you can put a lot of gear on this little bit of molly panel, and I got some over there. What I thought was really cool is the height. The height of this, and I did bring a tape measure. I'll try to remember to get a height for you guys. But the height of this is awesome because I can store big gear. Like this is one of my big chairs from Woven, my big IceCo table. I can actually stand it up and strap it to the side, and it doesn't like impede the space. I can still get in and out and straight up to the camping area, which we're going to go up there in just a minute. You can see I've already got one of the little openings out so you can get straight into the sleeping area there. But I really like that because during hunting season, I want to still be able to haul my, you know, tree stand and gear in the bed of the truck. Now, I'm going to open up both sides so that we got some light in there. Now, this did come with a light. I actually brought it with me. I don't have it installed yet because I'm saving it for an upcoming episode. I did decide how I'm going to power this. We're going to do it with a Blue Eddy with a alternator charger from the truck battery that's going to run back here to dedicated power for this system. That way it's universal. I can kind of take it out if I need to. So stay tuned for that. If you want to see how I plan to power this, I am going to put a push button panel on here. We're going to install a bunch of lights inside and outside and then have power ports and stuff like that. But that's the only reason I haven't installed their light. So this light actually comes with it. You can mount it wherever you want. It's got a little touch sensor here to turn it on and off, but that's going to be in an upcoming video. As you can see, I got a ton of room back here. I do run my Billie bars tailgate cover. Yeah, these things are awesome. If you haven't seen these, I got several videos on my channel about these guys right here. I got a few different ones. I love this new one that I'm running. I run the bed rug back here. I've had it in here for years. It makes it really easy on your knees. Between the Billie bars tailgate cover and this padded bed rug, it really helps my knees when climbing in and out. And I did bring my little rug, so let me clean my feet and let's show you what this inside looks like. So you step in, and then you can just come right into the camping space. How cool is this? I'm gonna do my best at filming this. So right now, let's see if I can show you guys. I've got one of the squares open. Obviously, I'm standing up in it, and I can't touch the ceiling. Let's see, I can touch right here, but I'm on my tippy toes, and I can barely touch right there. So that's how tall this is here. Oh, and look, they do have a heater port. It's got a zipper on the outside, so if you want to run a heater, you can hook it up there and it'll blow in. It's also got a vent window up here. It's a screen, so it stays up under the rainfly out there. So if you just want a good breeze without having the windows open and being exposed, you can just crack that open up there. I love the light. So this is how I'm probably going to run it most of the time. Now I can pull this up and this up. I did find out that, I'll show you guys, you can hinge this up. First, let me get this other square out. This is kind of tough to film because it is the inside of a rooftop tent, but I'll kind of show you right here. So this square, you pull this up, and what I'll do is I'll stack them back here. You pull this up like this, and now you can see I've got all this room. So the plan is I am going to build a modular system here, so that I've got my IceCo APL20, which I'm going to show you this in an upcoming video. This is a new lightweight version of the fridges that I want to run in this new setup. But I plan on having some sort of a bench top right here so that I can cook or, you know, change clothes, whatever. And it gives me a ton of room right here. But you can see I still got room under this ledge right here. So if I wanted even more room, you can actually take and fold this guy up. And I may end up putting a hinge on this. For now, you're supposed to just kind of pull it back and you tuck it up like that. But look at this. Now we have the entire bed of my truck for camping. So if I did have a bench, I could have it right here. I could be able to sit in here. If it's raining outside and we're camping, I can have this thing completely shut up, sit in here, cook food, you know, watch TV, whatever. I can sit right here in the corner, and it's hard to believe that I am in the bed of a 5-foot Tacoma. This is crazy. I mean, this is going to be plenty of room, and I can still move around even with the camping gear that I've got strapped in here. And you can stand up. And one thing I know you guys are going to ask is, can you open this door when it's shut? And the answer is yes. I found this out. So let me see if I can set you guys up to show you really quick. So the way this works, hopefully I can do this. You shut it, but there's a handle right here. So you can turn this handle. I think I got it latched. Yeah, there you go. So I've got it open right now. So you can get in here, you can shut it and lock it like that. So nobody can get in, nobody, you know, you're secure inside here. Let's see if y'all can see that. And then there's a handle right here. When you want to get up in the mornings and you're ready to climb down out of the tent, you just turn this, pop it open, and you reach over and you open the tailgate and you can just walk right on out. I did bring my little step stool here from the house. I've got a camping one that I use, but I couldn't find it. So I just grabbed our little paint ladder. But you can see from the outside, look how much room it is in there whenever that bed is folded up. And you can see how it folds straight up and just stands up. It creates kind of a wall right there. And I think the Blue Eddy that we're putting in soon is going to go in this corner over here. I'm going to have the alternator charger for the Blue Eddy probably mounted on that molly panel and just tied right in. And then we can put our outlets where we want them. I will have a touch button for, you know, the lights and stuff like that. I do plan on running a heater for winter camping, and I've got an AC that I'm going to try out on this thing, and we're going to see how it does. Before I forget, I did tell you guys I was going to give you a height on the inside. So this measurement is going to be from the floor, or, you know, right here on top of my bed rug, to the bottom of the bed is 42 inches. So from the floor of your truck all the way up to the bottom of the bed, essentially the roof, when this is shut, you've got 42 inches. So with the tent completely popped out, hopefully you guys can see me, all the way from the floor to the tip top, to the very, you know, the highest point in this thing with it open is 95 inches. So what is 95 inches? 95 inches is almost 8 feet, an inch shy of 8 feet tall on the inside right here at the highest peak. Now, obviously it's a triangle, so it's going to get shorter over here, but as you can see, hopefully you guys can see me, I'm standing basically at the cab of my truck. My back is against this wall, and I still have a good 8 or 10 inches above my head. So you can clearly walk around the inside of this with it set up and have a full camping space. And I know some people are going to think that it's only 5 foot wide. It can't be that big. Well, compared to just having a rooftop tent, you know, it's a huge difference. You get to camp inside. A rooftop tent, you just sleep in the rooftop tent. When it's time to get up and go outside and eat, if the weather's bad, you're just kind of huddled up under your awning outside. At least with this setup, once it's built out, we can just stay inside the truck if we need to and have plenty of space to stretch, change clothes, eat food, watch TV, whatever we need to do until the weather's right. All right, y'all, so this is the all-new, all-aluminum, lightweight truck bed camper from openroad4wheeldrive.com. I am partnered with these guys, so I do have promo codes, discount codes for just about everything on the website. I'm not sure if it'll work with this currently because of the sale that's going on with this, but you can always try. I'm going to have it linked in the video description below, along with all the other open road stuff that you've seen in this week's video, the rooftop tent, the 270 awning, the topper that's not the full camper. All of that will be linked in the video description below, and I'll also have links to those videos if you hadn't seen them yet and you're interested in watching those or seeing the other products that they have. Their stuff is high quality. I love the outcome of this. I was super excited to get it installed, and now I'm still pumped. I can't wait to take it out, fix it up, and actually camp with it here on the channel with you guys. So stay tuned. If you're not subscribed, be sure to hit the subscribe button. I've got a long way to go with this. This is episode 1 of what's going to be a really cool build series on the channel. So y'all stay tuned. I upload every Monday at 6 p.m., and I'll catch you guys next week. Peace.